I've had 35 plus years approximately of chronic pain. I didn't know what it was like to be without a day without pain. Pain level on good days was 8. I'm 71 years old, and I was introduced by the lovely Christine Forbes. She was absolutely wonderful. She opened her mouth. I don't remember a word she said, but I remember that the first few words I already said yes. I loved what David has invented. I was in pain for, like I say, over 35 years, or approximately that. My good days being an 8. I have had probably 6 to 9 back surgeries. I stopped counting. I've had that on my legs as well. That ended up in total knees. I need still some disc replacements in the back. And also I have crushed disc in my neck. So my pain level is always pretty bad.
Now, Leola, was all this like accidental or work induced that you had so much damage to your body and therefore so many surgeries?
Unfortunately, some of it was, and some of it was a bad surgery that just kept getting worse until I was pretty debilitated.
Okay.
I ended up in Alaska to go get put back together with pins and rods. And so, yes, it went on for years. Wow. I also had very bad hair loss. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody saw the before and after in the telegram, but that picture could be me. I had a fistful of hair every time I comb my hair, and now I have almost nothing when I comb my hair in the brush. I had eye floaters. I had, in the last 10 years, I've had both shoulder surgeries. And both of them were a little bit sluggish trying to get that last bit of range. So I was limited with my range. Even though I've had months and months of physical therapy, it just got to a point and stopped. Mm-hmm. I had blood pressure issues. I was on 6 different medications. I was fatigued. Life was kind of a standstill. It was pretty sedate. I couldn't do any of the things I liked. I couldn't even really go for a walk because walking gave me severe back pain. And then recently I had 3 surgeries on my ankle and 1 on my shoulder in the last 2.5 years. So I was on 6 medications, and it was like that until I started the patches.
Okay. So you said that you had shoulder surgery, tongue twister there, and you said you had a limited range of motion. Do you know roughly back then how much you could actually move your arm roughly?
Well, I couldn't pat the back of my head.
Okay.
And to put my arm down and behind me, mm-hmm. I could really get to my butt.
Okay. Yeah, so you couldn't really bring it around behind you at all, pretty much at all.
Not at all. Okay.
And so you started patching when?
I started in August of, I signed up at the end of August of 2022. And I'd also like to say I apologize for the double image today because I don't know how to take off the back picture. And it's good because a lot of people have asked me how old that picture is. The picture is about 2.5 years old, I think. Maybe a little bit more. And now you see me today. So several have asked me that question. So now you get to see what I was like before and what I am today. So after the patches, what changed? Just about everything. And I'm still having improvements every day. My chronic pain used to be 10 out of 8. It's now, on my bad days, about a 2.
Wow.
A couple of little areas that are coming and going, but that's not even a 2 all day. That's 2 some of the day, maybe. And maybe not even every day. And my neck, like I said, I still need surgery. I could only move my neck about this much. My shoulder, I can move all the way shoulder to shoulder now, where I could only go like this before.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
My eye floaters were gone in probably the first 2.5 months. I have very little hair left on my brush. Um, um, Also, my hair is turning back to its natural color. I was pearly white, and I wish I had put that picture up today, but I didn't get it in the beginning. I couldn't find a picture when I started. Now, I did dye my hair, so it looks like it's all dark, but usually my roots would grow out in 3 weeks and I'd have 1 inch to 2 inches of pearly white hair. Now it's all salt and pepper, and I wish I had put that picture up. My shoulder pain way down, and my range, I can pat the back of my head. I can comb my hair. I can do that, Wendy. Yes, I can.
Okay, I was like, I'm presuming you're holding your phone, so I'm like, okay, showing everybody you can do
Yeah,
that.
yes. And I can also put my arm all the way behind my back now.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah. Now, my blood pressure went down from what it was sitting at was about 157 over whatever, I don't remember. And for the last 6 months or more, it's been sitting at 116 over 74 area.
Wow.
That's 71 years old. That's kind of unheard of for a 71-year-old. So my medications have been dropped twice. I would have been off them completely, except I changed the appointment because the day before my appointment, they called and said, we're lowering a third medicine to either a very low dose or completely gone. So that's a wonderful thing. Out of all 6 medications, that doesn't include any supplements, I will be down to probably 2 here shortly.
Well, there's that picture right there. And this is on your inside of your ankle, yes?
Outside of my ankle.
Outside of your ankle, okay.
And you can see it's pretty swollen. And that was just about the time of my first post-op. So, because I forgot to take a first picture. So about 2.5 weeks later, I had my second post-op, or 2.5, 3 weeks. And the second picture is my post-op.
Okay, here's this. I mean, that is almost an invisible scar. That's amazing.
The doctor was very, very surprised with that. He kept telling me, be sure you don't get infected, and on and on and on. And I had a patch on the top of my foot, and I said, it won't be that because of that. And he kind of looked at me and laughed because we had discussed the patches. Well, when I went back, he kept talking to me and coming back over and rubbing on it. And he'd go sit down again. He'd come back and he'd rub on it because it looked like an old surgery. And that, he was very amazed at that. And anyway, one more thing on my blood panels. All of my blood panels that were in the bad, most all of them have had drastic improvement. I've got 1 or 2 that are just slightly out of whack now, I believe. And I'll be having some blood work done soon, so I'll know soon if those are in the clear.
Wow. What patches have you been using? Because they're asking.
I bought, let's see, I bought a silver pack to start with, and I mixed a bunch of them. So I started mainly with X49,
X39?
Yes, X49 I did for a short time, but I started using the X39 and Eon pretty much daily, but I also used the X49, carnosine, and glutathione. Now I've used other patches as well, very, very sporadically, but main patches I stay with X39, carnosine, Eon, and glutathione.
Beautiful.
And I never miss the X39 and Eon. That's what I think has done the most for me.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
thank you.
forgot to tell you, I'm 71, but I'm very overweight. So when you saw that ankle picture, I lived in a 3-story house and I was going up and down stairs all day long. So being overweight as I am, I should have had that incision should have split and had issues. Nothing because of these patches, I believe.
Wow.
Thank you very much for having me today.